have noticed that the fields look a little bit cleared out for the season, but there's still some heavy equipment rolling around out there as we turn now to From the Farm.
Our ag reporter Stu Ellis is joining us in the studio. Good morning, Stu. What are these machines doing and why is now the time to use them?
All right, well, it's a good question. They're fertilizer spreaders, and I think most people probably would realize there's something coming out the back of them. Dry products, potash, phosphate, white tanks contain nitrogen, all of it extremely expensive compared to normal. President Kevin Johnson of the Illinois Fertilizer and Chemical Association says, depending on the product, the higher expense is due to tariffs. We visited about several issues that's driving the fertilizer prices.
Oh, I definitely think with the price of phosphate, it has trickled back on what guys are doing. It's not uncommon for somebody say, I must still keep my nitrogen rate what I'm doing. I'll probably keep my potash rate of what I'm doing. But I definitely think, and retailers are telling, we're all talking to each other, that there is definitely a pullback on phosphates. Is that 15, 20, 25%? Or guys just going to say, hey, I'm going to wait till spring. I'm going to see if there's a price correction out there, and I'm going to push that to spring. I think guys are still having a good application season, but I don't think anybody's shocked that there's a pullback on without phosphate. I think even on our own farm, we're looking at what that dollar amount is. We're going to have so many dollars that we're going to spend on fertilizer. You know, I even probably pull back a little bit on our own, just say we're going to spend that same dollar amount, but that might be just a 10% cut or a 15% cut in rate. But it's not uncommon. You're hearing it out here. And I think retailers knew going into what the farm gate looked like that there's going to pull back on that phosphate number.
Okay. Are the retailers, the guys who sell and apply fertilizer, are they having to make any changes in what they do because of all of the economic things swirling around?
I think retailers are very much looking at managing inventory super well. I don't think anybody wants to be sitting on a stockpile of phosphates going into stuff. We don't know if there's going to be a price correction, but if there is, nobody wants to be sitting on something super high. I think I've always told our farmers and retailers, have good conversations. You need to have, it is definitely going to be probably as much of this year as in the last 10 years of guys trying to manage inventory of what they have in stock. I think, again, nobody wants to be sitting on a stockpile if it somehow corrects. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to correct, but it is at that point where there could be a correction. So definitely stockpile. But if you haven't put it on, talk to your retailer just so it supplies. The other issue we need, and it's all up to the good Lord's hands, but not for fall fertilizer season, but spring fertilizer season. This Mississippi River water level is tremendously low. Again, barges going down the river are going down with grain, but they're coming back up with fertilizer. And the issues are not as much north of St. Louis because there's locks and dams that kind of hold that water back. But you go south of St. Louis all the way down to New Orleans, that's open water. There's no locks or dams, so it's clear. But we're definitely hearing, just with the drought that we are in, what those water levels are looking like, what those draft rates are. And you're definitely going to hear, keep your ears open right around the Memphis area. If there's always a problem, it starts there and trying to get barges up. So the industry is trying to work through that, but we need rain. We need a good, not that I want a bunch of snow, but we need some snow to help that water level for the Mississippi.
Now, there's a lot of other things that are driving prices of fertilizer, tariffs among them. We'll try to get to those on Tuesday.
Alrighty. Stu, thank you so much. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
You bet. Look forward to it. Thank you.
You can, of course, catch this segment and all others. Just head on over to our website at WCIA.com.